Here on the Domino's postgame report, Adam Cavalier alongside Carson Newman Headman's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, I think if we were to tell you before the game that you were going to hold Queens to 74 points on 34% shooting, you would have liked your team's chances today and made some inroads into a first-half deficit, but just go cold in the second half. What happened here in Curry Arena?
Well, I mean, you saw the start of the first half and the end of the first half. We had a really good start. We had a very unusual set of circumstances that unfortunately appeared to really rattle our guys. And despite our efforts to try to, encourage them to choose the correct response to that and to be poised enough to move forward, I think we sort of held on to that for a bit throughout sort of the mid portion of the first half. But then I thought we recovered, and a lot of, I think, credit went to collectively the group sort of settling down, but also to Cam McElhaney came in and really sort of solidified us on the defensive end in particular. And we were able to, go in down 6. It could have been even better than that. But we were down 6. Went in feeling like, hey, man, we didn't handle that midsection the best, but we finished strong. We come out the second half, and from the get-go, it seemed like we just couldn't find the plot. We couldn't on either end, has anything changed in terms of our preparation? Not really. And we were going to go through the same things. I just think today was one of those days that we struggled, and when it got really tough, we could not find a way to recover.
How much of that was just the lack of shot making in the second half?
Well, I mean, Kev, you know the answer to that. I mean, shot making is the ultimate objective, and if you're not making shots, and neither team was very efficient, if you're not making them, you better have a way to collect the misses and find a way to score more. So when you look at the fact they had, I think, 15 more shots than we did, something like that, that strictly goes back to the offensive rebounding. We're a team that has made a much bigger deal this particular season in our offensive rebounding. And I think you saw in the last game against Tusculum a really good job of at least neutralizing. I think they had 10 offensive to our 11. Today, it was about as one-sided, 17-4, I think is what it was. It was about as lopsided as could be. And so I know we have it in us, but for whatever reason, we did not have it in us today. I just told the team, and I'll say it now, and it's just the truth. Since January 1 of 2001, this team has been elite on so many levels. And today, 13 months later, we had our first real stinker. Just a real stinker to have. And if I've got to laugh at it a little bit because I like that word stinker. But I also have to laugh at it because it really is not who we are. And I think we will learn from this. I know these guys, their character, who they are as people. I think we will have a really determined bounce back when we face our next opponent.
A week off. You got to play the role of a football coach a little bit. You can't wash the taste out immediately. Does that help? Does that hinder the situation?
Well, because it isn't football, because the norm in football is those week by week kind of 7-day stew in it deals. We were conditioned to be able to move on. So, not to mention we're dealing with 18 to 22, and I guess on today's game with everything, 18 to 25-year-olds on my team. So, we will. I asked them to reflect as we go back, but then we've got to move on. And what I heard them saying to one another was just that. Where do we go from here? We've got to move forward. And that's across the board. You've asked me multiple times in our 10 years together, how do you move past this one? And you ask that question, I give you the same response. Well, we have to. I'm going to. They're going to. Today's the first. I really wonder today if we'd move past our last one.
Mm.
I really wonder that because they're just this. You know, this group. The way we performed today is not how this team has performed in 2 seasons, and it makes me wonder if there was some
Residual
I think
leftover.
I think
The old Ken Sparks phrase, you let a game beat you twice, potentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, to stick up for them a little bit, you know, I think we've had more 5 last possession games this year, 5 last possession games that have gone against us, and that can stand up for the guys. That can take its toll, you know. But that is what it is. Maybe we need this to be better prepared as we wrap up the month of February and head into postseason.
All right, Chuck, pleasure as always. We'll talk to you a week from now against Catawba.
Thanks, Gav.